Hello, everyone.
Welcome to VGals Live.
Yes, NLP Power Hour.
Power Hour, NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming.
That's
Thank
right.
you for joining us tonight.
So, we apologize for not posting earlier, but however, for those of you that are tuning in right now, thank you so much for your loyalty and dedication to NLP and VGals.
Right.
We love having you here.
Yeah. As a community service, we really do our best to give our audience hands-on
Yes,
education
that's right.
on how to live in a state of excellence to the best of your ability.
Yes,
And the only way that we can change behavior or patterns that don't serve us is to create new habit patterns. And to create
Absolutely.
new pattern habits, okay, in this school, we like to teach kinesthetic anchoring. Kinesthetic anchoring is really, really good to on instant. It's just like pushing a button, okay, which we call applying the stimulus. Immediately you can change your state from a negative state to a resourceful state, kinesthetically giving you more choices of states.
and we all love choices.
Right. And have you ever just like woke up on the wrong side of the bed and you just knew this is not going to be my day? I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Okay. And then guess what? Okay. You should have just went back to bed and rolled over and got up on the other side. Okay. Well, if it was that easy, people could do it. It is that easy.
That's right.
And you don't have to roll back into the bed and get up on the other side of the bed. You can actually change your emotional state at will. And
Yes.
that's what we want to teach you tonight, okay? So why would you want to learn collapsed anchoring? Last week we taught about building yourself a strong resource anchor.
Yes.
And we just kept building positive and positive and positive and positive and positive states. And then we applied the stimulus to evoke the state. And by recalling a vivid past emotional state, a compelling state, okay, we were able to collapse those compelling, highly intense states to create a strong resource anchor. So that's a little bit of a review of what we did last week, and then of course we'll probably put our charts back up and I'll have to draw a new collapsed anchoring chart, okay? But another reason that you would want to learn collapsed anchoring is, have you ever just kind of let me ask you this, Jack. Have you ever met a person that for some reason, maybe there just wasn't a vibe and they just did something, and I don't know if it created a trigger, but you're just like, you know what, I'm just not vibing with this person.
Yeah,
In a
I've
way,
been there.
You've been there. Okay. How priceless would it be for our audience to be able to, on an instant, get rid of that negative emotional state about someone else? Okay, would that be valuable to you?
Yeah, because then I'll be able to just carry on with my day. Sometimes when you see that one person that you're not vibing well with, it could put you in a mood, and all of a sudden that mood is now went from one event to the next event to the next event, when it could have just stopped there, you know. And so now we're teaching you how you can be the one in control.
That's
you
right.
can be the one to do whatever you want. If you're having an issue with a person, you can change your mentality instantly, be kind, cordial, move on.
Instantly.
Easily
Absolutely.
and effortlessly.
Okay, so if you really, by the way, anchoring is critical in the world of neuro-linguistic programming. It is our go-to for everything.
Yes.
Anchoring is probably one of the most important techniques that you can learn, and it's very precise. Okay, so before we go into what anchoring is all about, okay, I'll review the history with Bill Twitmeyer and Ivan Pavlov again, until we get to the what, and then we'll show you the how, and then we'll do the what if, and then tonight we're going to do a nice little bubble again.
Yes.
We hear rumors, okay, that the fear is starting to intensify again due to statistics regarding the pandemic.
That's
So
right.
what we would like to do is give you a gift. A gift as if you were in a VIP exclusive bubble. And while you're in that bubble, what can happen to people while they're in their bubble?
If you're inside of your bubble,
If you're inside of your bubble.
I know that I'm safe.
Safe.
I know that I feel comfortable. I feel happy.
Comfortable.
And
happy in the bubble.
motivated.
Motivated in that bubble. Okay. In my bubble, I know that I am safe and secure. In my bubble, I know nothing, and I mean nothing, can come into my bubble that I do not invite.
That's right.
Therefore, tonight, we would like you to build a bubble with us, and we're going to ask you to think of something negative, like maybe think of a person and how you feel around them, and you'd like to feel differently around them. Something negative that we can collapse today, because we're gonna build some more positive anchors to collapse that one negative state that will literally miraculously change your life. Maybe it's something that your husband does, your wife, your children, people in those special relationships, on the job, whatever it is. If there is something negative that's bothering you about something, that's a negative state. Let's collapse it tonight, and we'll teach you how to do that with us. And
Yes.
it's really, really easy. Fair enough?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And one thing I like to add is collapsing anchors or using an anchor is something that you may find yourself doing without even realizing it. For example, I remember I was up here with Maria and we were rewatching our VIAS videos, and before I play, I do the shoulder thing. That for me is my anchor. It gets me into the mood of, all right, I'm ready to play. And I was talking to one of my great friends, Jeanette, and she was telling me how Bruce Lee had his own power anchor. Every time he would go in, he'd touch his nose and he was ready to fight. And he did that in every movie. And so even people that you know, famous people, use anchors every day without really realizing what they're doing. And maybe they do realize what they're doing. However, if maybe right before you take a test, you're like, okay, I'm ready. Maybe right before a big game, you say a prayer. Those can be your different anchors. And so what we're talking about is something that you do every single day. However, now you're going to be able to utilize it because you understand what you're doing.
At will.
Yes.
That's the difference that makes the
Exactly.
difference. You know exactly when to utilize your anchor. And you know exactly what to do it. And after tonight, you'll be able to create for yourself even more positive anchors.
That's right.
Now remember, the most important states to anchor are highly intense, naturally occurring
That's right.
states. Okay? So having said that, before we go to what is anchoring and the how, may I please should we say hi to a couple people maybe?
Yeah.
Or
Well, let's
is it-
see.
Okay.
I have only seen Melanie was on for a little bit. Hello, Melanie, and my friend Sebastian. Hello.
Hi, Melanie.
Yeah.
Hi, Sebastian.
So yeah.
Okay.
Right now we're gonna do
All
a little
right.
bit of
So we're
drumming.
going to do a little bit of drumming, and then we're going to build a bubble at the end of anchoring.
Yes, that's right.
Awesome.
All right.
Bravo. That is so brilliant, Jack. Jack Tate, NLP expert.
Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that you know about anchoring, last week we taught you.
It's been a long month.
It's been a long week.
Yeah, that's
Just
right.
last week. It's been like a whole year. Okay, Maria Elliott would not say that. I don't know what that person said, but last week we taught precision anchoring.
That's right.
Okay, and what is important about anchoring? Well, I think the first guy that we really need to talk about is Bill Twittmeyer.
Okay.
Bill Twittmeyer wrote a paper called The Knee-Jerk Reflex, okay? And that was back in 1902. And in the book, okay, we read about how he had this like little hammer, and he would hit people on the knee to see their reflexes. Recognized by the Medical Association, by the way. And then, before you knew it, he would just have to just go like this and not even hit their knee, and their knee would jerk. Okay,
wow.
That's a stimulus response, okay, conditioning. Okay, so the good news is, with Bill Twittmeyer, okay, we know, okay, that the technique works. What they didn't know back then is what was the process behind it, how precise is it, and how do you do it. Tonight we're going to teach you how to do it. Before we teach you how to do it, I want to talk a little bit about Ivan Pavlov. Okay, he used a tuning fork right before he would feed dogs, and after a while he would just do the tuning forks, and the dogs would just start to salivate. Okay, so I think pretty much everybody knows about Ivan Pavlov, and he wrote a book. He was from Russia, and he wrote a book in 1904, and the book was called Conditional Reflexes.
Yes.
Now Ivan was a really cool dude. He did a lot of really awesome experiments. Okay, when I say really awesome, unique experiments. Okay, this guy was probably one of the masters of understanding conditional reflexes. And what they found is that if you can anchor a dog,
you can anchor a human.
You can anchor a human. Okay, so that's what's kind of important to know about Ivan Pavlov and what the science is behind anchoring. Okay, so I will go ahead and let Jack, if you want to, just go ahead and review the anchoring, what it is. And then I'll pull the chart out, and as you're explaining it, if you could do it just a little bit slower this time,
okay.
So that when you're explaining it, I can show it on the board. Would that be okay?
Yes.
Woo! Let's get some anchoring going, baby. Okay.
Okay, and then hello to Davida. Thank you for tuning in. And
that's my
Ed
friend from
and
like
Ashley.
forever. Since we were kids.
Awesome.
She's a beautiful family. Okay.
So yeah, anchoring. Last week we talked about precision anchoring. I'm just going to review the definition and the process in which we do it. So the definition of anchoring is any time a person is in an associated, intense state, if at the peak of that experience, a specific stimulus is applied, then the two will be linked neurologically. Yes.
Okay. Now, it happens inside, by the way. The two are linked neurologically. That's what's going on inside. So you did a very good job with that. Thank you, Jack.
Let me make sure we can kind of see.
Can you see that?
That's
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. Okay. All right. And then anchoring can assist you in gaining access to past states and linking the past state to the present and the future.
When we say past states, remember the best positive states to anchor, to create that state that you want, okay, to give you choices for a different way of life, okay. The best states to anchor are
intense,
associated, highly intense states that you've actually experienced.
Yes. naturally
where
occurring.
you can actually float down into your body, see what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel the feelings of being highly, for example, motivated. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Now, here's the thing: when we do get to the script, and we'll teach you how to do it in a minute. Don't even worry about the script, because you have to utilize your sensory acuity.
That's right. Zero worry.
To calibrate the person's expressions to see if she's going, if she's associated into the state. That's when I'm going to apply the stimulus. So that's what we're explaining now, and then we'll show you how to do it. Okay, if you wouldn't mind, continue.
Yes.
I'll try to follow along with our precision anchor.
And like we mentioned, the state is naturally occurring. So if you are on the floor laughing with your friends, anchor that.
Apply that stimulus.
Yes. If you are so happy and excited, maybe you just got engaged and you're crying these happy tears of joy and you feel so much love, anchor that state.
Apply the stimulus.
If you're watching your baby being born and you're like, oh my gosh, this is my child, and you are filled with so much love and just happiness and joy,
Anchor, you can feel that with your grandbaby.
Anchor
Boom,
that state.
Anchor that baby.
If you just passed your final exam and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm done with school, I'm a doctor now, anchor that state.
Woo, apply the stimulus.
If you just got that job that you have been wanting and they said, yes, you are a shoo-in, we want you, anchor that state.
Apply the stimulus. Anchor that
That's
baby.
right. All of those positive experiences that you have every day, those are opportunities for you to anchor that state so that you can access those again when maybe you're taking that test and you're feeling a little unsure. You can pull on that resource anchor and remember that time when you passed that test. You can remember that time when you aced that interview. You can remember that time when you felt so much love. So anytime you have to recall those events so that you can move forward with your day and you can do it now, anchor those states.
Anchor, apply the stimulus.
That's right.
That's right.
And so now we're going to talk about the process, the 4 steps to anchoring, and we use the mnemonic device RACE. So first you have the person recall a past vivid experience. Recall. The second is anchor, or provide a specific stimulus at the peak.
Okay, and here's the peak right here.
Yes.
Here's the peak. So what we're going to do is, when the person doesn't have they're not associated in the state. Association means that you are looking through your own eyes. You're not seeing yourself in the picture. Associated means looking through your own eyes. You're associated. You're in your body, seeing what you saw, hearing what you heard, feeling what you heard.
Yes.
And when you start to feel that rise, I want you to apply the stimulus wherever you choose to do your anchor. We're going to teach you how to do it on a knuckle today. And you're going to apply that stimulus up to 5 to 15 seconds.
Yes.
Up past the peak. As it starts to come down, you remove the stimulus. Why? Because catching the rise of that highly compelling, intense state, it's more compelling catching it from the beginning all the way to the peak and just past the peak, as opposed to applying it at the peak and catching it on the downslide. It's just more compelling.
Yes.
That's how we teach it in our school.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Jack.
You're welcome. And then the third is change the person's state. Change. And the fourth is evoke the state, set off the anchor to test.
Okay, so when we change the state, a lot of times we're going to do what's called break state. We talked about changing, about breaking state so that you don't loop states. We don't want to loop, especially negative states. Now, if you're just building yourself a nice, strong resource anchor and you're just stacking good 5 positive states, it is not necessary to break state. You just keep stacking, 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 stacking. And remember, utilize those naturally occurring states and keep adding to your anchor, so that it's kind of like a battery. If you keep using it to get yourself out of a negative state into a positive state, it's like a battery. It's going to go. So you know what? I would rather have my anger fully charged.
Yes.
So I am continuously anchoring
Yes.
my positive states. Okay.
Yes, and that's so important. That was something that we wanted to touch base from last week, was when you are adding and stacking anchors, that there is zero need to break state. You can continue to stack the anchor, stack that positive emotion, and then build it up higher.
Right.
So
right.
With that was something that we wanted to touch base
Right.
with from last week.
Yeah, and then in the future, when we talk about chaining anchors,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and what is that? Okay, it's when let me just explain about procrastination. I believe, this is just my philosophy, this is just my theory. I believe with everything that I am that procrastination is man's greatest enemy. Can anybody out there associate with that? That procrastination is not your friend. Okay? It is your worst enemy, procrastination.
That's right.
Okay, now to go from procrastination to motivation, it's like trying to jump from one side of the Grand Canyon to the other side of the Grand Canyon. One state, procrastination, is so far away from motivation that you have to build intermediate states.
Yes.
We're going to teach about that
That's
in the
right.
future. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up now is because during chaining anchors is where you want to break the states between the four states. Okay, you have to decide the desired state, the state you don't want, and then you have to have two intermediate states. You have to break state between stacking each of these states 4 or 5 times, and we'll teach about that next
Yes.
time. Okay, because anchoring is very, very important, and of course this is called kinesthetic anchoring. There's other types of anchoring, auditory anchoring, etc.
Yes. And with that is the 4 steps to anchoring with the mnemonic device RACE. Recall, anchor, change, evoke the state.
Okay,
Now,
beautiful.
the 5 keys to anchoring with the mnemonic device I turn is the intensity of the experience. So that emotional state that you want to anchor has to be intense, because you want to make sure that you can take that rise up to the peak. If it's going to say, oh, I'm kind of happy, and then just drop off, we want to avoid anchoring that end result. We want to get you climbing, kind of like when you're riding on a roller coaster and you could feel your adrenaline, you're going up and up and up and up and up.
Great metaphor.
And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I'm at the top, and then you're falling down. And so when that anticipation, that adrenaline that's anchoring up and up and up, when you get to that peak, you stop. This is like where you're like, oh man, I'm falling down. And so you're there. And so that's what we want you to remember, is that it's so important that that state you're feeling, it's intense.
Very, very intense. So intense in that you are totally associated.
Yes.
Looking through your own eyes.
That's
You're
right.
feeling it, baby. You're seeing it. You're hearing it.
Yes. Another is the timing of the anchor. Like we were mentioning, you want to get it right when it's starting, right when you start feeling
Apply the
that
stimulus.
oh my gosh, I'm feeling so great, and you're anchoring that positive emotion, you're getting it up to the peak, on the rise.
And just past the peak, then you remove the stimulus.
Yes.
Okay. So I think when Jack says get it, I think what she's meaning, apply the stimulus.
Yeah.
Get it, apply the stimulus. Same thing.
Yeah.
Get it, baby.
I just
Apply
get
that
excited.
stimulus. Okay. Well, there is a good point there. And I'm making this point because it's actually brilliant what you said, genius. Because you know what? You do have to get it. You have to get the intense state.
Yeah.
You have to get it on the rise, just past the peak, and then remove the stimulus. So you're absolutely right. Get it, baby.
And then the next is the uniqueness of the anchor. This is something that maybe, like I was mentioning, the birth of a child, the time you got that job that you've been working towards, when you pass that final exam, something that maybe doesn't happen often, but is so powerful. You're like, yes, I have to get it. I have to apply that stimulus now in order to hold on to that. Also, the replication of the stimulus. This is something that we've talked about, where every time you pull on your resource anchor, you have to replenish it. If you're going on E, you have to consistently add to that anchor wherever.
Replicate it, replicate it, replicate it, replicate it. Okay.
Yes.
Keep replicating your anchor.
And the number of times, which is exactly what we were talking about. And that's the 5 keys to anchoring. I turn: intensity, timing, uniqueness, replication, and number
of times. Okay, so we covered the number of times, so very good so far. So this is what we call a precision anchor. Okay, we're going to go into the how, but I'm going to kind of surmise this on what this is. Okay, so what do we mean by intensity? Okay, intensity is the rise that you catch and you go all the way to here, and that's where you release the stimulus. So this is the intensity. And what are we anchoring? Naturally occurring states.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, that's what we mean by intensity. What's the next one?
The timing.
Timing. Timing would be up to 5 to 15 seconds. Okay, now this is not an anchor. Okay, this is not an anchor. Okay, now would you mind showing me your? Okay, no, I'm just explaining what is going on here. I'm going to touch your knuckle. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is an anchor up to 5 to 15 seconds, and I'm going to use my sensory acuity now. Now, did we build you a strong resource anchor anywhere on any of your knuckles, or did you transfer it?
Well, I normally go here now, but we can do here. We can build a new one.
Well, I'm just going to show them how it's done. Up to, and again, I'm just showing this for right now. This isn't how to do it because there's a way to do this, but I'm going to just put my hand underneath her, which would create an anchor in itself. So you're not going to touch her arm, okay? So hold your arm right here. Now, I'm going to pretend like I've already done some stacking of some anchors here. This is proper anchoring when you apply the stimulus, up to 5 to 15 seconds, okay? And then you let go. That's a proper anchor. Now, you're using your sensory acuity to calibrate if she's in that highly intense state, and the timing is imperative. This is called precision anchoring. So you apply the stimulus for up to 5 to 15 seconds, just past the peak, and then you release the stimulus. So that's what anchoring is.
Yes.
Okay.
And what we're talking about when we're applying that stimulus and actually touching a certain area, we usually do the knuckles. Some people like to do the ear. We are creating that stimulus because of, like we mentioned, the neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters bathe every cell in the body. So when you apply that physical stimulus while you're having that emotion playing now actively, you're going to be able to evoke that state again by applying that stimulus because of the neurotransmitters being able to remember and recall that state that you anchored. Do you need
Okay, just flip the next page maybe. Okay.
This is
Now, all we're going to do right now is we're going to talk about what is collapsed anchoring, okay? All right, now, for stacking anchors, let's just do what we did last time so that we can replicate more numbers of times on the anchor, okay? So, for example, the first anchor that we're going to stack is it powerful, feeling totally powerful? Okay, so power. So at home, you're going to write that down because the first thing that we're going to do when I do a demo with Jack is we're going to stack feeling totally powerful. Can you remember a time when you felt totally powerful? Okay, the next one that we're going to anchor, is that loved?
Yes.
And you felt totally loved? Okay. And what is the next one that we're going to stack?
When you felt you could have whatever you wanted, when you have it all.
Have it all. Remember a time when you could have it all. So what you should be doing at home at this time is you should just kind of be remembering when you felt totally powerful, okay? And another time where you felt totally loved, and another time where you could have it all, okay? You don't have to get into the intense state right now. I just want you to start thinking about it because I want you to pick the best intense state, okay? And then what's the next one that we're gonna do?
A time when you had a ton of energy.
Energy! Okay, now, it's really important what the big deal is right here is it's really important that as the coach that you get into that highly
That's
intense
right.
state first. Okay, remember when we taught hypnosis, anything that assumes trance causes trance. So we have to get into state first when we're doing this process. And then what's the next one that we are going to?
Laughing, fell down laughing.
Fall down laughing. I love fall down laughing. I absolutely, and when we say fall down laughing, I want you to remember a time where you just fell down laughing. So what we're going to do is we're going to stack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different highly intense positive states. And then from home, what you're going to do is you're going to figure out which one you want to collapse. Which one do you think you're going to want to collapse? Negative state. Okay, nothing major, okay? Okay, so you have to think about this at home. What are you going to collapse?
I'm gonna say, what's the opposite of confidence? Like, so. I don't know, I can only think towards.
Is there a person or something that maybe kind of irritates you and you want to be able to collapse that feeling every time you're around them because it's not such a good feeling?
Yeah, sure.
I kind of got something in mind, but
Okay,
it has to be you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What is that state called? What would you call that state that you want to collapse?
Disgust.
Let's do it. Is that an emotional state?
I don't know.
How does it make you feel? Disgust.
It makes me feel. I feel like almost sick to my stomach. It gives me like a physical, like, kinesthetic of, ew, I don't like this, or stay away from me.
Okay.
I don't know what to call that.
I'm not going to write that in here because you all are going to pick your own negative state that you want to actually collapse so that you can have all of this instead for a more compelling future so that you have choices in this kinesthetic anchoring called collapsed anchor. Okay? All right. So I think we did pretty good there on the chart. Okay?
Yeah, we still are doing pretty good on time.
Yeah. Are we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
So
now we can talk about how do we do collapse anchoring? Okay, and there you go.
All right. So, are you collapsing anchors with me?
Okay. Well, we're just going to read to them what we're going to do first, and then I'll do a demo.
Okay,
Is that
perfect. Yeah.
Okay. And if I have to kind of chime in something, I'll chime in.
Okay, so first, most important thing that you need to do before you collapse anchors is get into rapport with your client or the person that you're working with.
We already have a lot of rapport because we
Yeah.
work together like almost
All the
every
time.
day, all the time.
But yes, rapport is extremely important because when you are in rapport, like Maria mentioned earlier, you are going to be able to associate with them.
Get into state with them, absolutely.
The next is always inform the client about what you're about to do. So in just a moment, I'm going to do a process called collapse anchors, and we explain, and that will necessitate that I touch you. Is that okay?
Okay, and I did that earlier. Is that okay that I touch you? I'm going to touch your knuckle. Okay, very good.
And then you have to decide on which positive or resource states are needed and decide on the negative state to be collapsed. You want to make it clear which states specifically are involved.
Okay. All right. That ooey feeling that you get around this particular person, okay, we're going to fix that tonight. Woo! Happy dance.
Yes. And then as you elicit the positive states, get into each one before you elicit it in the client. This is what we talked about earlier. You as the coach, you have to get into that same state, elicit that same emotion for yourself. You do that every time.
Oops.
All right. And then make sure that the client is in a fully associated, intense, congruent state for each of the states you anchor. And anchor all the positive states in the same place. So if you're going to use your knuckle, then that's what you're going to stick with. If you're going to use your ear, good. If you're going to use your elbow, okay. However, whatever part that you choose to anchor in, you continue to use that specific area.
Right. May I chime in a little bit on that? Would that be okay? Okay. Remember, where were you at? What were you just saying? Something actually caught my ear in the same place. Oh, the reason in this school that we choose the knuckle is because you're not going to accidentally fire off your anchor. You're not going to accidentally evoke the stimulus. Okay, and also. Other parts of the body, it's very hard to be precise, and it's very, very important because this is such an important, precise technique that in this school, the reason we choose the knuckle is because it's pretty easy to find. You can't miss the spot, if you will, that you want to apply the stimulus to. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say about that.
Yes.
You can transfer it, by the way. You can transfer your anchor to another part. That'll be another thing that we'll teach. Not tonight.
Yes, and then you want to anchor the negative state once when collapsing anchors. Then you're going to fire the anchors at the same time until they peak and the integration is complete. And we do this by checking for that sensory acuity. Are they associated? Is there a color change? Is there a muscle change? Are they smiling? Are they frowning? What's going on physically that you can see to know when the integration is complete?
Right. You're using again your sensory acuity to calibrate, and what you're looking for is asymmetry. Okay. You're looking for their breathing to change, okay? You're looking at their posture. You're looking at everything to calibrate that they are in state.
Yes.
And the collapse happens neurologically internally. So that's where the collapse happens. It doesn't happen on the outside. It happens on the inside. The stimulus, okay, just links the two neurologically.
That's right.
Okay.
All right. And then when you have checked for that sensory acuity and you've seen that the integration is complete, you release the negative anchor. Once you release the negative anchor, you hold the positive anchor for 5 seconds and then release. And after this, you test. Now, how do you feel about that old state? We always make sure to test because we want to make sure that the integration is complete. You want to make sure you're building that resource anchor. You are collapsing that negative state. So we always make sure that we test in the now and we future pace by asking, can you imagine a time in the future when you might be in a similar situation and what happens?
Okay. At the master practitioner level, you learn a lot of other ways of anchoring, but we're teaching the very, very powerful kinesthetic anchoring right now. Okay, would it be you always want to do an ecology check. Is it okay if I teach while I do this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Jack, would it be okay with your unconscious mind to collapse that negative emotion and to be aware of it consciously?
Yes.
And have a really nice new choice of living with positive states.
Yes.
And have an undeniable experience.
Yes.
You're ready. I can see that. I remember when you first came here and sat in the change chair.
The change chair.
Okay, we have a different change chair to accommodate Jomie now. Okay, so I'm about ready to do a process called collapsed anchoring. It will require that I touch your knuckle. Would that be okay?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack on this knuckle 5 positive states.
Okay.
Okay, and then we're going to collapse the negative state right here.
All right.
Okay, all right. So the first state that we're going to anchor is feeling totally powerful. Can you go back in and remember a specific time that you felt totally powerful? Totally powerful. See what you saw. Feel what you felt, feeling totally powerful. So powerful, baby.
Yes.
Power. You got the power. That's right. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, loved.
Okay.
Okay. Can you go back to a time? Can you remember a specific time where you felt totally loved? So loved. You are feeling loved. See the love. Feel the love. Hear what you heard. Feeling totally loved. That beautiful love.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. And Jack, you've come a long way, baby. You can have it all.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go back in time and remember a time where you knew that you could have it all, baby? Float down into your body. See what you saw. Feel what you feel. Feeling totally having it all. You got it
Yes.
all, baby. You have it all. All of it. That's right. Yeah. Isn't stacking anchors great?
Yeah.
Okay, and we're getting ready to collapse that negative thing. Okay, now energy. Okay, feeling totally energized. Okay, can you go back and remember a specific time when you felt totally energized? Float down into your body, see what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you heard, feeling totally energized. I got energy, baby. You got energy. So much energy. That's right. Very good. Oh boy, this is my favorite now.
All right.
Okay. Okay. There's been lots of funny things. You and I have done a lot of laughing. Wouldn't you
we
agree?
have.
Okay.
We totally have.
Okay. Okay. Can you remember a time, a specific time, where you were totally fall down laughing?
Yes.
Fall down into your body, see what you saw.
Oh man. Ah.
Oh my, it's hot.
Oh man.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we did pretty good.
You definitely associated with that one.
Okay, okay. Now, here's the thing, is that everything that we stacked, feeling totally powerful, feeling totally loved, having it all, energy, laughing, fall down laughing, those have to be more compelling, more intense than her negative state.
We'll see.
Okay, okay. All right. Now, those of you that are at home, hopefully you have anchored your positive states on this knuckle. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this knuckle, okay, and I'm going to have her remember a time where she was feeling that kind of icky feeling, okay? And then what we're going to do is, this is what we call a simultaneous.
Yeah, simultaneous.
Okay,
Yeah.
taneous, okay.
Got both confused.
Process where when we will we will apply the stimulus to both sides of the anchor, okay, and then up to 5 to 15 seconds, and then for another 5 seconds we're going to hold the positive anchor, and the two will link neurologically, and the negative emotion will be gone like
Yes.
magic. Okay. There's another way to get rid of the negative anchor, and that's called Anchor Away. Okay, and it's on sale for 99 cents. Shh. And then you just kind of
like, wait, that's
wipe
my
it off.
water.
Just kidding.
I was like, wait, that's my water.
Okay, that's called Anchor Away. I'm kidding.
Silly.
Okay, this is the true Anchor Away, collapsed anchoring. Okay, all right, now, okay, is it okay if I touch this knuckle?
Yeah.
Okay, smell popcorn?
Yep.
Okay. What I'm doing is I'm breaking state so that I don't loop all the anchoring, okay, all the states, okay. What I'm doing is I'm breaking state so that we can just elicit the negative state.
Yes.
Okay. What should we call this negative state right now? Anything you want to call it. Because it creates a negative emotional state within you.
I don't know. Disappointment.
Disappointment.
Okay.
Okay, we can collapse disappointment. Nobody likes to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Okay, you out there at home, did you figure out a negative state that you want to collapse right now? Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take this knuckle right here, and we're going to apply the stimulus on the negative emotional state up to 5 to 15 seconds. And I want you to go back, see what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you heard, being totally, in your scenario, disappointed. That's a very good.
Okay.
Okay, all right, Jack. Okay, can you remember a time, a specific time, where you felt totally disappointed? Float down into your body, see what you saw. Feel what you feel, feeling totally disappointed. So disappointed. Disappointment. Oh.
You're not
Okay.
feeling that.
All right. Smell popcorn?
Movie butter popcorn.
I love popcorn. Unbreaking state is what I'm doing. Okay, so, I anchored the negative state once, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire the anchors, boom, at the same time, okay? And I'm going to look, I'm going to calibrate using my sensory acuity. When I see the two linking neurologically, okay, I'm going to make sure that the integration is complete. And once it's complete, I'm going to release the negative anchor, and for 5 more seconds, I'm going to keep the stimulus on the positive states. Okay, any questions out there before we go ahead and do this? Okay, ready?
All right, yeah.
Okay. How does that? What about that old state?
No, I mean, I just feel happy.
Woo! Very good. Okay. All right. Can you imagine a time in the future? What I'm doing is I'm future pacing. By the way, I just did the test. Okay. Can you imagine a time in the future when you might be in a similar situation, and what happens? Try your anchor, see if it works. Okay, now watch what happens when I apply the stimulus to where the old state used to be. Watch what happens, because the two have literally linked neurologically.
Yeah.
Wow, very good. Okay, that is called collapsed anchoring. What questions do you have? What do you need to know?
And what did you learn?
What did you learn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Send us the comments, because we will address them next time.
Yeah.
Okay. How many minutes we got?
We have 7.
Okay, very good. Okay. So that is, we've already taught what precision anchoring is. We've taught stacking anchors, and we've done collapsed anchors. The only other one really to teach for the kinesthetic anchoring at this school is the chaining anchors, and maybe we can do that next time. Okay?
Awesome. Yeah, we'll do that.
And we will utilize, tune in. If you want to go from procrastination to motivation, boom, that quick, you definitely want to tune in next week so that we can chain anchors from procrastination to motivation. Again, procrastination, in my opinion, is man's greatest enemy, for females too, and children.
Yes.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to, would you explain what we're trying to do with this bubble?
Yeah. So
Would that be okay?
one thing that we want,
What we're doing with this bubble, not
we
trying?
want the goal to be is when you are feeling scared, if you are feeling frustrated, angry, sad, alone, if you're feeling any sort of negative emotion that is just kind of making you just feel overall uneasy, we want you to be able to pull on the fact of having that bubble where you can step in and feel safe and secure, totally loved, happy, and be able to pull on that throughout your day, your week, your month. And one thing we like to do is what we're doing is I'm applying, we have that sound, you're getting in, you'll be able to feel the music, you're going to hear Maria's words.
And allow the music to create all
Yes.
those positive feelings, okay? If you're feeling really, really good and positive, apply the anchor, because the
Yes.
drumming is what we call an audio anchor. So we're doing anchoring here also, and we'll teach more about that at the mastery level. So the bubble, as a trainer of hypnotherapy, as a certified hypnotherapist, everyone knows that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. Hypnosis. And you may drum as I'm speaking this, if that's okay, because I'm already in the zone. I'm there. I'm in that sweet spot. And everybody knows that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. Would it be okay to you, all of you there, to be aware at the unconscious level that all change happens at the unconscious level, and to be aware consciously that you can have a protective bubble around your body? Okay, I keep my bubble on all the time. It has a nice little zipper, and I can let anybody in that I want to let in. If I don't want them in my bubble, okay, very easily the energy just goes outside of my bubble, and I can zip my bubble right back up. You can make your bubble any color that you want, okay? Imagination is very, very important, because the unconscious mind takes direct orders from your conscious mind. And because you are here with V-Gals tonight, okay, it's important for you to know that hypnosis is only a level of relaxation between waking and sleeping, in which the critical faculty is bypassed. The critical faculty is that part of you that cares to distinguish between reality and fantasy. You know how. It allows for effective communication between the conscious and the unconscious mind. I am so grateful for my critical faculty. All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. Understand this, I am a guide. If you want to call this meditation, then that's okay. Whatever makes you feel safe and secure. Know this as a guide. Hypnosis is a naturally occurring state. Just like when you go back and you remember all those positive things that were anchoring for your total health and wellness. And in your bubble, you have all those positive states. And as you breathe in, yes, you are breathing in prosperity and abundance. And as you breathe out, everything that doesn't serve you out of that bubble. And as you hear the drum, you will go deeper and deeper into relaxation. Your unconscious mind is preparing your neurology consciously so that you will be able to receive prosperity and abundance. And your container to receive prosperity and abundance and health and wellness is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Yes. Because you deserve all that prosperity and abundance is just right there in you, waiting to be activated now. And once you have all that knowing, and you know it's there for health and wellness, your bubble will keep you safe and secure. Your bubble is a magnet. Your bubble will protect you from anything that is not good and wholesome and healthy for you. guiltless. Your bubble loves you unconditionally. And your bubble will lead you to a healthy and abundant life. Believe in your bubble. Even if you have to make believe in your bubble, just believe. Once that you and your bubble and your conscious and your unconscious mind are one, totally integrated, your light becomes one. Trust your unconscious mind. That's right. And when the drumming stops, you will be totally awake and fully energized. And when it's time to rest tonight, you know that time, that normal time for you to go to bed, you will rest very, very well. Your rest will be a deeper rest than you've had. And as you rest, your bubble will become its own architect. And it will be perfect just for you. Dream your bubble into reality to keep you safe and secure. And just know that when you're in a compromising situation, your bubble will keep you safe. And with my voice, you will always be safe and secure. And when you awake in the morning, you will be more energized than you ever have before. And you won't even notice your bubble. You'll just feel it. Your bubble can be any color you want it to be. It can change colors. Your bubble will help you lead your life to the way that you want it now. And you are becoming more energized, more healed, knowing deep down that your bubble, no matter what, will keep you safe and secure. And on a count of 2, you will be up, wide awake. 1 and 2. Wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel good about my bubble.
I feel good
about
too.
your
Yeah.
bubble?
Yeah, I was just jamming.
All right, right. I know you were there. I love your jamming. Thank you for joining V-Gals Live at 9. If you have any
Yes.
questions,
Live at
please
7.
let us know. If there's any topics that you would like to learn, let us know.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, a great week. And remember, you can always come back in and watch these meditations. All of our videos are up on VGals and on YouTube.
Okay, bye.
Bye.